how is this feeding down and magically through? And then it's gonna go back up and over out the other end and onto that loop. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Let's talk about the new potential scam that's running wild through the 3D printing community. So what I'm referring to, if you haven't already seen it or somehow had missed it, is the Loop. This is a new advertised product that's coming soon that is gonna be delivering on the idea of taking your old scraps of filament or failed 3D prints, putting it in this device. It's going to blend up that material and then spit out new filament for you to actually 3D print with. It's a really awesome concept and a really compact, beautifully designed looking device. However, it seems like it's a little too good to be true. So over the past week, I have seen a ton of different people posting this across a variety of different social media platforms, from Facebook groups to Reddit to Twitter to even Instagram, talking about this new upcoming potential device that's coming to the 3D printing community. That's really something that I think a lot of people would be very excited about. And if this thing is actually a true product, it would really be revolutionary and amazing. And in fact, we have seen other people try and showcase this and tackle this exact same problem. We've seen CNC Kitchen do a few videos on this, showcasing actual products that you can buy from other manufacturers that are multiple different components that allow you to grind up your old filament and then re-spool it into new spools of filament. And it's pretty darn expensive. And more recently, the Next Layer has been creating a series of different videos where he's been trying to create a DIY solution for all this and all of the challenges and struggles that he's gone through trying to get this up and running. And it is not easy, which I think lends itself to why there's so much skepticism, even coming from me, around this product and if it's even real. So I figured the best way to do this is let's just go through the website together and go through this pre-order type function that they're asking for you to put down a deposit to lock you in at a certain price for the pre-order upcoming process, if that ever happens. So here at their website, it's actually a really clean, simple to follow website that showcases the product here right on the front page. It is a very sleek, well-designed looking product. Like, it looks like something that you'd actually see produced and available that you could put on your desktop. It also looks very compact and not really that large. You also see a note here that we're launching soon, where you can pop in your email to get that exclusive discount, which we'll follow here in a second. One other thing you'll notice here in the bottom corner are these little notifications popping up stating that other people have backed this campaign, and you should too. So it's trying to sort of entice you to backing this campaign. Again, who knows if those are actually real or not. This is one thing that I really don't understand about this whole thing. They're saying that it's going to be quiet because they have this shield that's going to go over the front to really lock out some of the noise. And as you saw when I was using my blender, which I've used before to like blend down scraps into smaller bits there to try and melt them into reusing for silicone molds, it is extremely loud. I am very skeptical that adding that little metal plate cover to the front of this is really going to dampen the noise by very much at all, if this is in fact a real product. And again, it's prompting you to put in your email, which we'll do in a second, to get our exclusive discount and reserve our unit. I'm not actually reserving, but here's an actual spin around of the product itself, which is again a very beautiful designed tool, it looks like here, that seems like it would be very believable, but it's just a rendering. So you've got a little screen opening on the side that's going to show where potentially you'd be able to see your scrapped filaments or your waste there, or failed prints, where it's in there blending all together. Then it's going to end up melting that filament down and spitting it out on the side, and it looks like somehow feeding it down through a side panel and then back up into the machine, across over and back out the other side, where it's going to help re-spool it back onto that spool there. It just seems like that's not possible with everything that we've seen so far from other creators using these types of machines or other products that are out on the market, which is almost like an assembly line of machines to trying to get it to the precise diameter to actually stretching it out so that it'll actually cool off and then spool onto the filament. This just seems like too much bending going on for this to actually be possible. So then we've got all the different components that make up this. We've got a durable cup, the blades, which by the way, looks exactly like my Ninja Blender single serve blending device there that I'll show a little superimpose of so that you can see that. This looks identical to that. So I'm extremely skeptical of this using just a Ninja blender for this. We've got the sound shroud that's gonna help keep everything quiet, I guess. And it's got a filter, which makes sense. So it's the larger chunks stay in the actual blending portion until they're small enough to fall down and then be melted. And then it sounds like it's gonna provide you with a spool that you can then loop this back onto. So it sounds like everything's made out of aluminum or steel, which is nice. The actual dimensions of this are 16 inches high by 10 inches wide by about 27 inches deep, which is a fairly large object there. It's not as small as it looked like here in the rendering, where it's sitting nice and small and compact on a desk there next to a little pen organizer and everything. And here's a better representation of the actual size of what this device will look like based on their measurements. This is 10 inches wide. I had to combine 2 boxes for this. It's 1 inch short. This is only 15 inches. It's gonna be 16 inches tall, and theirs is 27 inches deep. So I need 3 more inches added to the back of this. It is a rather large device that they're really not representing well within their renderings. So it's gonna be able to blend PLA, ABS, and PETG as well. And if you're anything like me, I don't typically separate out my materials when working with something like the Bamboo Lab, and it's pooping out these materials. I just have it pooping into the bucket in the back. Maybe I should be filtering those out, but I don't typically. So hopefully you are, if you're interested in backing one of these things, or you're gonna have a fun time trying to figure out how you can sort through these, because I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be able to blend all of those magically together. One of the other ones that I had a big question about is the spool size, because from the rendering up top here, that spool looks very small, but apparently that is a 1 kilogram roll that it's gonna help respool for you. And one of the things that I thought was kind of most entertaining on this is that it says it was gonna be open source and customizable. We'll see if this actually comes to fruition here. And there's also a Discord icon here. It's not a link. You can't actually click on anything. I don't know why that's there. And again, there's the blender top. And before we plug in our reservation information, because we can see the pricing here on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you can see 00 design here, or 00 design. And this is a third party that it looks like they use to actually create either this website or all of the renderings. Because if you go to About and Services, you'll see we design products and brand them up, commonly for tech and lifestyle startups. So clearly this isn't a real product. The things that you're seeing are just renderings, which is why none of it probably makes any sense, because nothing has actually been produced just yet. Also, if you go on who.is and type in the actual URL for their website to see who owns this domain, all of that information is passed through a privacy company here, so that you're not able to actually see who are the back, like who is actually running this website. So it's all run through some privacy site here. I'm not going to include the phone number that is to the privacy site. You can go and look at this if you'd like, but this is definitely not the person or the people that are actually running this campaign or this product. It's running through some sort of privacy filter that they use to set up this site. Again, making it a little bit harder to see exactly who is running this. So here, let's reserve ours now. And you'll see here that for $100 deposit, I can lock in my early bird pricing here of $1,489, or retail price of $2,499. Or maybe that's the launch price. I don't know. And this is what they're saying right now. If you put down a $100 deposit, you'll get it for $1,489. We have no idea. Is this going to Kickstarter? Is it through their website? Is it Indiegogo? No idea whatsoever. Also, down at the bottom of this page, you see that says secure payments, because it's all through Shopify. Once we go to the next page, you'll see that's a Shopify checkout interface. And 100% refund guarantee. However, there's 0 places here on the site to contact anyone or get a hold of anyone. So that if you actually wanted to get your $100 back, I don't know how you're going to do that other than contacting your credit card company and putting a charge back on that charge. And they have a transparency pledge, which again, I'm not entirely sure about, because they have 0 presence online other than Instagram, which we'll take a look at. And by the way, it's just one post with a little bit more of a look at this rendering. And here's their Instagram. Again, this is the only, as far as I could find, their only social media platform that they're on outside of their website here, which has this video with a handful of comments on it that gives just a different rendered look at this device, which again looks very compact and small. Here you've got that little window that you can see the parts shredding in there. And then this is the most curious part. How is this feeding down and magically through? And then it's gonna go back up and over out the other end and onto that loop. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. If this is real, I'll be amazed, and I'll more than likely end up backing one of these if it's a real product. Maybe they're gonna be at Formnext in Germany. I don't know. That would be amazing if they actually launched that and had something in person. However, this just doesn't sit right with me. It feels like it's potentially a scam for them to just collect $100 from as many people as they can and not end up launching anything. And if you are really interested in this, please don't put down that $100 on a pre-order unless you're really willing to just risk $100 on this, what feels like a gamble. Until you have more information on when the product is actually launching, when is it going to release, who's running the campaign, where is the campaign? Is it going to be through their website? Is it Kickstarter? Is it Indiegogo? Who's actually running it? Do they have any experience creating products? Do they have any experience with 3D printing and launching and running 3D printers? All of the above. And what's the communication going to be like with these folks? And if you have any other information on this product and you want to share that, let me know in the comments down below or reach out to me on other social media sites. I'd be interested to hear more information that you might find on this product and if it's actually real or who's actually running it. Just please use your brain. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in more 3D printing content, make sure you're following and subscribed. I am getting so close to 500,000 subscribers. I'm crazy excited about that. So thank you for watching my videos. And if you're interested in things like my 3D printer settings, I have a Patreon linked down below. Hey, thanks so much for watching all, and I'll see you next time. And for the Make with Loop team, if you guys are actually watching this video and are interested in having a conversation with me about this or showing what you actually have, maybe through a WebEx or anything like that, let me know. I'm all ears. I'd love to see that and provide more context for my viewers and anybody else that's interested in this potential product. It's a really cool idea. It just doesn't seem real.